5 true scary school lockdown stories. You won't forget in towns where schools should be safe havens. A growing number of students and teachers are remembering moments that felt more like nightmares. These are their stories, true accounts of lockdowns, encounters, and close calls that changed them forever. Story 1. Luke and the Masked Intention. 17 years ago, in a rural high school where nearly every face was familiar, there was a boy named Luke. Quiet, nearly silent. His classmates barely heard him speak, and his teachers rarely stepped in when he was mocked. He sat alone in a computer lab surrounded by laughter and ridicule he never returned. One day I saw him sitting alone after school, and on impulse I offered him a ride home. That short drive changed how I saw him. He wasn't strange, just beaten down by silence and neglect. We talked, he smiled, and from then on we said hi every day in class. Then came the lockdown. Lockdown. This is not a drill, the voice over the intercom said. We huddled in corners, lights off, fear thick in the air. Someone with a black duffel bag and a mask had been spotted trying to enter the school. They never got inside. The day ended early. Everyone went home, shaken but safe. That night, I woke up to a tapping at my window. It was Luke. He looked hollow. When I cracked the window open, he admitted it. He was the one. He had come to school with something in that bag. I never asked what. I didn't want to know. I told my parents. The police came. Luke disappeared. That night only to be caught the next day. I still don't know what he was planning, but I know this. A little kindness went a long way, but not far enough. Dorniti, my roommate, was planning a robbery. When I first moved to the city, I didn't know anyone. Rent was high, so I found a roommate through an online ad. His name was Martin, quiet, polite, a little awkward. He moved in with only a duffel bag and a distant look in his eyes. For the first few weeks, everything seemed normal. But then I started noticing the locks. He'd added extra deadbolts to his bedroom. He always locked the door, even just to get a drink of water. Then I saw him once opening the duffel bag. Inside, a black ski mask. Soon came the pacing, the strange scraping noises at night, the muttering, the paranoia. I told myself I was imagining it, until one night a SWAT team kicked down our front door. Martin didn't resist. His room was covered in maps, bank blueprints, and piles of cash. Turns out he had helped rob a bank, and he was planning another. I moved out the next day. I still wonder what would have happened if they hadn't caught him. Story 3. The Escapee, March 30, 2020. I was teaching math when my phone buzzed. Someone was trying to pick up my stepdaughter from school, but I knew something was wrong. Her biological father was in prison. A few minutes later, the school went into lockdown. I had a gut feeling. It was him. Police confirmed it later. He had escaped during a prison transport crash. 10 inmates died. 20 fled. One of them tried to reach my stepdaughter. He never got in, but he got close enough to trigger alarms. Story 4. Knock at the door. It was a normal lockdown drill, or so we thought, earth science class. We were relaxed until the second announcement came. This is not a drill. Everything changed. We hid. We stayed still. Then came the knock. Slow, soft, and a voice. This is just a drill. You can open the door. Our teacher shook her head. No one moved. Later, they caught a man, not a student, 30 years old, mentally unstable. He had entered through a delivery door. No one was hurt, but I still hear the knock in my nightmares. Story 5. Northside High. I was just 15 when it happened. Sophomore year. Early morning chorus class. We had just practiced a lockdown drill the day before, so when the teacher moved us into the closet, we thought it was another one. It wasn't. Sirens blared. The lockdown lasted nearly 2 hours. Later, I found out someone had been stabbed. One died. A teacher was slashed. Someone recorded the screams and posted them to Snapchat. They charged a 16-year-old with manslaughter. I never watched the video, but I still hear the echoes. Lockdowns were supposed to be drills, but in these stories they were warnings. of how close fear, violence, and tragedy can come to places we thought were safe. Stay alert, stay kind, and never ignore the quiet ones.